Take the reins because you've got the command here. Don't let anybody, not even the devil, take control of this. He has one mission: to throw you off course, making sure you never reach what God has intended for you. That's the mission of the devil. Now, if you don't believe in the devil or God, this isn't a conversation for you. I'm speaking directly towards the spiritually inclined. You need to remember that you're the captain here. You're the head. What's of utmost importance now is that you don't let Satan operate here. Focus deeply on that. That is why I am telling you these two books, the Bible and its Proverbs, can help you get the most control in life. Reading them again and again will make you reach those intended goals faster. That is the only book in the Bible I've read in its entirety. I've only read the book of Proverbs, and I know a few verses by heart, let's say 5 or 6. Admittedly, I have mused some scriptures from time to time, but the reason I am here today does stem from those verses. I really want to be honest here, and that's the reason I am in this predicament. I am sure there are people out there who have gone through the Bible from cover to cover and still do not have anything to show for it. The bottom line is that they have memorized it but did not put it to use. I managed to change some part of my life with 6 scriptures, but the rest was done by the books I had mentioned previously. Those are must-reads if you need guidance. These books teach you how to self-motivate, and once you understand the concept inside the pages, the world is yours for the taking. With that in mind, let me put some light on this. People carry negativity for far too long and need a friendly shove in the right direction. Self-negativity can and must be avoided. That is the root of all problems. You can mentally coating your mind from negativity is real simple. I do it every morning before I walk through the door. I try and step out a positive person. Sometimes I do get tired, but that's different from being neg. I am mentally drained from my job at times. But coaching your mind from negativity, the way you can put a coating around your mind with one simple thing: gratitude. Gratitude erases negativity. Let me show you. If you wake up in the morning to go to work and you start feeling like, this ain't my day, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I literally am not gonna trip. All these negative thoughts is not something you want to have. Each time you feel yourself in the middle of the day doing that, you have to stop. Just stop for a second and start going over in your mind everything you have to be grateful for. Having the capacity to walk is a gift. The simple fact that you woke up this morning is yet another gift. The fact you can see, think, and reason is another gift. The fact you are able to go out somewhere and get yourself a meal is another blessing. Selbin, the ability to just go out and turn the key to a place and call it home, that in itself is a gift. The power to dream is in itself a blessing. The fact that one can actually have a chance to set things right is another gift. The very fact that you are beautiful is a blessing. The fact you are healthy to some extent is another gift. And what is even more baffling is that I am saying these things to you without even having met you. Learning how to be thankful will shift the tides for you. I do not have a relationship with God. I never say that I have because I am scared of eternal fire. My bond with God has allowed me to accomplish many things in my life. I enjoy living and want to explore wherever is waiting for me beyond. I presume things wouldn't be as difficult if there is a belief I can live without squashing over anybody in order to reach my goals. Look, every one of us here is a sinner. Everybody here is broken and wants a way out. To some degree, I feel hopelessly shattered while some people have the ability to pay for their offered solutions. But here's the thing, nobody is beyond redemption. You need God. Oftentimes, People seem to have overlooked the fact that it's perfectly normal to seek God in a relationship, so you need not worry at all. With the varying backgrounds of every culture, it's even a delight to be able to say seeking a relationship with God is tremendously cool. People transform. This is what God did to me. If you had been observing my journey from the years that I first appeared in Steve Harvey's show, all the way through King of Comedy until the year 2005, you would have witnessed what my life looked like during the said period. But after 2005, during 2005, I simply had enough of being sick and tired of being sick and tired all the time. By that point, the money and fame that came with being a comedian through the Kings of Comedy was starting to feel miserable and pew me in a position of complete suffering. The only place I was capable having even an ounce of joy was on stage in front of dancers said, and the boys, because after the performance, I would have to go back to the living nightmare. At that moment, all I was feeling was pain. I was enduring and fighting an insane amount of darkness and was trapped in an abyss. Well, for a start, I came here because of the grace bestowed upon me by God. At a certain point, I feel like I was overwhelmed. Everything had exhausted me, and I was on the verge of breaking, but then he made an appearance. His presence was calming and strongly guided me throughout my life, which makes me more curious about his intentions. He calmly set a single question that I was unable to come up with the answer. Is there anything in your life that God has not helped you through? No? Then let me tell you this. Even right now, He is in fact helping you whether you like to accept it or not. Well, how on earth do I know this? Look at where you are right this very minute. If you were to ask me the person I serve, you would understand that He is a God with limitless capabilities. If only we had faith, we would be able to understand that there are so many things that we do not believe. That is the reason why so many miracles happen that we never see or understand, because we are so unwilling to accept reality. The reason as to why I am so thankful is because it is indeed a miracle that I am alive today. If I may digress, one of the primary reasons I am very thankful to God is the fact that He changed me into such a completely different person. I have learned that God works in very mysterious ways, and changing one's life completely is one of those ways. Do not these transformations leave you in awe? My point exactly. When you change your prayers from wanting to little things and start praying to God for something that you cannot conceive, then you realize how powerful and merciful He truly is. Everything I have outlined above brings me back to my main point. God forgives, God changes anything, and if we are truly willing and able to do something, He will make it happen. My motivation: weak. Greatly I was tired. My mother was a poor housewife. My father earned little as he worked in menial jobs. My brothers and sisters never went to college. All my friends did not have enough to eat. All my relatives lived in a poor neighborhood. We lived in a crumbling house with no furnishings. I was just like, marvelous, man. I watched TV, and I would say, like at Christmas time, my father would put us in the car and take us out to the suburbs to see the Christmas lights. I remember all the big houses, men. There was so many lights on those houses, and they all had horseshoe driveways where you just pull in and go all the way around. That stunned me. We would pull up in the drive. We have got to back out. I was doing it, and I kept saying, I told my father, I said, Dad, I said, why don't we get one of these houses? And he said, boy, we ain't got no money for this kind of house. He said, but if you work hard, keep going to church like your mama telling you, you can make some money. You can buy one of these houses. That was all. Some of my motivation stemmed from the desire to get a big house so that I can decorate the walls with Christmas lights and indulge in driving to the house. And I will tell you, each and every home I have owned or built has a driveway that you can pull into at one end and get out on the other side. I have never built, lived, or owned a house that did not include a driveway with gates on both sides. That was the biggest motivation. So my suggestion is establish a goal that is so massive that it obliterates all your fears and makes you unbreakable. I'll tell you something, no matter what you do, there will be thoughts of quitting, and I used to think about it more times than I can count. But the only thing that kept me going was my dreams of purchasing my parents a real house and everything else they needed. Fortunately, I was able to do just that before they passed away. I'm interested in understanding your gift because the important detail is it doesn't intersect with what other people does. You need to understand that finding your way in this world is not an external process, but an inner one. You were already given the tools you needed at birth, which is why God set everything in place when He gave life to you. God has indeed provided each one of us with certain gifts and His grace. Every single one of us has been gifted, which makes me say this: He has never created a soul without a purpose. When I look at all of you present here today, I see deeply that each and every one has been given a gift at birth, and we are all capable of achieving an unimaginable feat if only we put in the smallest amount of effort. Always remember, you don't need to search high and low for a gift. Instead, consider the fact that it was provided to you at birth. Your God-given gift is the bare minimum amount of effort needed to fully unleash your potential. That is the thing you need to chase and seek after pursuing, because as the scripture says, "A man's gift maketh room for him, and bringeth him before great men." That is exactly what your gift will achieve. Isn't it true that nothing distracts you from reaching your goal quite like accomplishing something else entirely? And if you are indeed how most of the people are by offering you solutions, yet life does not make any sense, then perhaps it is time you asked yourself the question, is there more to my life than meets the eye? Because the truth is the only reason you possess such question, why is it so step. Once you find your gift, your chance to be successful is at its highest. That's what God equipped you with. But you have to stop seeing gifts as dancing, singing, or running. We often overlook simple things like babysitting, which is a gift in many ways, or being a smart student. Some people go to my house so often that they end up in my kitchen instead of the salon, because I do hair. And that's a gift. It's also a gift if people have to beg you to not bake for them because you make pies and cakes better than anyone else. You bake pies and cakes. That's your gift. You don't even have to think about it. Thinking outside the box is something people should aim to do. Try not to do what others are doing and respectful, because that isn't your lifestyle. Even if you were to honor me, there is no way you want to come the route I would offer to you. If you have any idea the road I took to get here, you would want none of it. If I was presented with the road I pushed myself to take in the first place, I would have changed. I realize now that my destiny was laid out long before I wanted it to be. There is no path that I would have wanted to take to be in this position today. God does not let it in such cases. There is a reason why God does not show the plan to you. He shows you little glimpses of the goodness that awaits you, but never the complete, unscrambled picture. And why does he not? It is because it would make everyone run away and never look back. Only a fraction of you would be able to handle the cost of your dreams. Trust me, I would have folded as well. There's just no chance. There is no chance that I would have settled down with a speech impediment, and there is no chance I would have embraced spending 3 of my years living in my car. All of this would have never happened had I told myself what awaited for me when I left my job to pursue comedy. I would have never accepted that idea. But you need to understand where I'm coming from. He does not want you to know all the sacrifices you need to make in the beginning. He just needs you to be brave enough to go after your dreams. If you chase it, he promises to provide you the strength to go through every obstacle. Just do not lose hope in the dark times. God specializes in making dreams realities business. And it's true. I'm not joking when I say this. A learned scholar who has seen big dreams come true because of the steps God took. That's true.